Lotus has received significant changes in patch 8.0. Here are some new ideas that we saw in the match between Oxygen and Moist Shopify from the Ludwig Tarik Invitational that allowed each team to get a bunch of rounds on the defender side of Lotus. We have to start by discussing the changes to A Rubble because defenders have many more options when it comes to fighting for A at the start of the round. In this first example, I want to bring your attention to Thief, who's playing inside of Tree. And so what we'll see is that previously the barrier to Tree was right up against A site, but now has been moved up closer to the door. And so at the start of this round, Mod is going to take an early fight against Scuba on route and get that opening frag. And while he's doing that, Thief has already hit the door switch and it's already rotating open. So now, after Mata gets that frag, if Redux or whoever crosses to Rubble here wanted to swing and trade Scuba, they would have to deal with both Thief, who's playing from Tree. So we'll zoom back into the mini map here. So Thief is on the angle, preventing them from wide peeking Mata. And then after Mata gets that pick, now the two of them are holding this Rebel peak. The addition of this box, as well as this space outside of Broken Door, means that defenders don't have to completely give up all of this A space if they fail to get across towards Rubble and control this angle on route and A lobby entrance. And so we'll see in this round, Moist Shopify is going to take an early angle on route, but they're not quite able to control it because of the sky flashes. And so they back up into this cubby and decide that they can stay up and fight. Redux kind of misplays here by going for this swing. As we can see on the HUD, he still has paint shells, so it would have been a better play for him to bounce the paint shells off the wall to clear out both Mata and Brock, but he goes for this swing and gets caught by Brock. And it's a very difficult angle to swing from because there can be somebody playing inside of the broken door, somebody on the floor, and in this instance, Brock, who is on top of the box. Scuba goes for this refrag, but is lucky to get out alive because Mata's posted on it with an op. So now at this point, Oxygen has to clear out Mata and Brock if they want to continue getting A space. And so Mitch ends up investing his dog early to clear Brock out. And so now without the dog, taking A site is going to be a lot harder. And they're not able to take Broken Door with the dog either. B site has become a bit easier to defend because of the addition of this corner in the site. And what it does is it makes the Killjoy turret a lot more powerful because anybody who's trying to break the Killjoy turret is going to be put into a crossfire by the person in A link. And so in this clip, we see that Dapper is going to try to lurk up B and break the turret. But as he peeks out to break the turret, he gets shot in the back by Brock. And so for him to have any chance, he'd basically have to spin 180 degrees after breaking the turret to shoot back at Brock. The changes to C bend now allows the player playing C to play inside of this bend area without being completely cleared out by util. There's a lot more space to play around this box and a lot more space over here to walk away from util that's being used. And so we see in this clip, Moist Shopify uses both nano swarms. So we'll see the first one pop right here, and we'll see a second one pop wide. And they also use a Astra Stun to clear Scuba out of bend, but it doesn't phase him. And so we'll see that he kind of tanks the Killjoy mollies and the Astra Stun, but he isn't forced out, and so he walks up late and lines up Vic and Thief here. We can see again in round 23, Moist Shopify invests a lot of util to clear out the player that's playing bend. And so we see the Astra Suck along with a Viper Molly and the raised paint shells, but it doesn't force Scuba out because he has plenty of space here to work with to dodge the util. And this is one of the reasons why Omen is so powerful in this position is because of the paranoia. is that when people start funneling into the site, if they get hit by the paranoia, they're going to tuck behind this box, as Mata does here. And so the paranoia comes through, and Scuba's able to just peek out and get that easy frag on him. He's also able to continue scaling up to this box here and play for more kills. Before patch 8.0, we would see a lot of Viper Killjoy towards the C site because they could repeatedly cycle mollies on this C choke point and deny attackers from getting in. Now that isn't as powerful because attackers have a lot more space to work with to avoid the mollies as they come into C site. So Oxygen have adapted their setup by switching Omen over towards C and Viper over towards A. And so Viper is still really good for helping the A defenders take control of rubble space. As we can see in this example, Dapper is supporting by sending this snakebite towards root. But once they control rubble, it's almost impossible for attackers to get control of A again, because Dapper comes up and throws this one-way orb on A lobby, and with this flash, they lock out anybody from coming out of root alongside that one way that Dapper threw. The one-way orb for A lobby is actually really easy to throw, and I'll give you guys the lineup here. We'll step into this corner in front of the ult orb. We'll look for this stone structure along the ceiling, and we're going to aim at where it forms this point. And instead of aiming directly at the point, we're going to aim just a little bit above it. Do a simple left click throw, and it'll land perfectly on the A lobby doorway to give us that one way.